Okay. Hi. Thanks very much for choosing to watch the solution to a really big problem in the process of how we make these mats and get them to Haiti. 500 billion to a trillion plastic bags are used in the world every single year. It damages the environment, and it doesn't need to, because we can take those same plastic bags and make mats and give them to countries and people who really need them. Many people are still sleeping on the ground worldwide. So in this particular part of the video, what you're going to be seeing is the process and how to put it together. With that, here's my first friend. This is Judy, and Judy's going to demonstrate what to do with a bag when it comes into your house from a grocery store.
The best time to take care of that bag is immediately after you've taken the groceries out. Get it all flattened out, fold it in half again. Then take your scissors and take off the sealed edges at the bottom of the bag. Take off the handle part. And I find that if I divide it in half, that helps me. Cut it in half. You can cut in half again. And then these sections can be cut in half. Then you have your strips. And these strips are then taken and opened, and then they are worked into a yarn ball. I like to keep some of the colors separate, and these make a wonderful red, white, and blue polka dot effect. Some of our crocheters like to work colors in to create a pattern, and children can identify their own mats.
Okay, and what kind of bags work best for this?
I find that the old-fashioned grocery bags work the best.
Okay.
Others may be a little too stiff.
Okay. Thank you very much, Judy. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay, this is Sue, and she is making what we kind of call a stringer, just a long string of the little pieces that have been cut up. And she just takes them out of the little tissue box where they've been stored, and she loops it together, and she doesn't do it really tight because she may have to undo that knot. So she just does it just give it a little tug. And then she grabs another one and adds on to it. Once she has a long, great big pile of these, then she can go ahead and start to make the ball. Okay. So she gets kind of a little nucleus, takes it off, and then she just starts wrapping around it. And then she turns the ball, because if she keeps wrapping, it's just going to build up and it's going to fall apart on her, and then she's going to have to start over. So every few wraps around, she just continually turns around and around and around. She will continue making this until it's about the size of a large grapefruit. It takes about 3 grapefruit-sized balls to make at least one rather small mat out of about 50 bags. Okay, thank you, Sue. You want to smile? Thank you. First, you make a loop. I'll draw a loop like this. And try to keep your stitches large enough so you can get your larger hook into them. Then as you put your crochet hook through your loop,
you draw your yarn through the loop. That makes a chain stitch, what we call a chain stitch. And you just keep doing this, and each stitch is the loop. And as you can see, it looks like a chain. You do this for approximately 40 stitches, 40 chains. Then when you get to the end of your 40, you will turn, oh, excuse me, and as I say, keep it loose. You turn and you go through the hole of your last chain and bring your yarn through again. That'll bring two loops on your hook. Then you bring your yarn through again to one loop. You go to the next hole, pull your yarn through, you've got 2 hoops. You pull it through again to 1 hoop. This is making your second row. You can do this all the way to the end of your chain. You do just a single, just like this. You just do a single chain at the end. Then you turn this around your bottom row and you go back, and this will be your next hole then, and then this hole, and then this hole, all the way back to the other end of the line. And you just keep doing this back and forth in each row until you get as big a mat as you want to make.
About how many rows is that, Mary?
For a mat,
Roughly?
probably about 40 rows.
Okay. Does a lot have to do with how tight or loose you do it?
It does. And how big a hook you're using. The normal hook we use for this is a N.
Like in Nancy?
Like in Nancy. And now I've come to the end of my second row after 2 more stitches here. And here's where I do, now I'm at the end of my second row, here's where I do my single chain again. Then you turn it around and then go back. And you can see your holes better after you've done this.
After you've done that?
Yeah, you can, they're more...
Does that help keep the sides straight? Is that it?
Yes, otherwise it'll go in.
Go in and out?
It won't be square. So that's why you have to do the extra one at the end.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. It looks like it goes pretty fast once you get going.
It does. This is not the 40 stitches. This is just a small one to show.
Okay, just to show
how to crochet.
Okay.
So, all right.
Well, I think maybe they've got the gist of it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much for watching and seeing how you can do this. These mats are very easy to make, as you can see, and they can be used worldwide. You then become part of the solution to a huge problem. Thank you. Now let's go make some mats. But what do we do with the mats once they're made? Well, we try to find churches that are sending missionaries down, and they take one of these in their suitcase. And that's the easiest way to do it. However, sometimes we're making medical stretchers, or we're making something that's a bit larger than a suitcase. And so then we use Rays of Hope for Haiti, which is an organization based here in Grand Rapids. It is actually, you can see their website, raysofhopeforhaiti.org, and join them and see what they do, because they have a great mission work also. Thank you for joining us.